Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Just getting started, getting a box ready to go. We are live not only on TikTok, but on Facebook and YouTube as well. We don't have a ton going out today. Actually, where's my paper? I definitely want that. There it is. So we don't have a lot going out today. We only have 8 orders, but I actually have a few bigger things to ship. So it's probably going to take me a while to do this. As I shift the camera on accident. Okay. So welcome in, everybody, if you're just now coming in. Like I said, I got 8 orders today, starting with some chocolate milk this morning. Starting the day off right. So if you don't know who I am a full-time reseller. I've been doing this for about 3 years. I also have a business partner. So we have 2 eBay stores. We have one store together and we have one personal store. So what happens very rarely is I actually have more sales today on my personal store. I don't tend to give that store as much time as the other one because I have the business partner in the other one and we're trying to make money for each other. But I actually have more stuff going out on the personal store today. So we're going to jump right into this. And as always, if this is the first time joining, please ask comments or ask questions, leave comments. It helps these chats flow much easier if I can interact with you guys and actually have some topics to talk about. I can always come up with a little things that I'm thinking about when it comes to the reselling world or content creation, but having you guys help with that is always a plus. So please feel free to leave comments and questions. The first thing that we're going to start off with today came from a storage unit. It is a PS5 controller. I did have to take this controller apart, clean it. Some of the buttons were sticking. I think it's pretty good now, but I did have to take this one apart and clean it. We actually paid $50 for one storage unit and $51 for another, and they were right next to each other. It was not an auction. It was actually purchased independently from a person that owns a pawn shop, and that video will come out sometime in the next week or two probably. But this controller is pretty beat up. I mean, there's if you can see that, there's scratches all over it. It's a pretty roughed up controller, lots of heavy use on this thing. And I sold it for $29.99. So again, we paid $100 for 2 storage units and this was in there. So we're already heading back towards the profit with one sale. So this is just going to go in the box that I use more than any other box, which is an 8x6x4. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bubble wrap on this thing. And we do have a couple viewers either on Facebook or YouTube. So if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, let me know how that stream looks. Sometimes the internet issues out in the barn, for some reason, affects those streams worse than TikTok. So let me know how it's looking. So again, we're just going to get a small layer of bubble wrap. I'm going to move this over so I can see just comments. Got a lot of people coming in. Facebook looks good for now. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Are you watching on TikTok and Facebook, Mark? If you are, you're a rock star on that. I appreciate that. I know the comment came in. Oh, morning. Let's see. We got Alfred. We got Kyle. Good morning, Kyle. How's everybody doing this morning? Bruno, get down. Bruno, get out here. Bruno's deciding to use an old golf bag as a scratching post. Okay, so we got that PS5 controller wrapped up. Just Facebook, one at a time on the phone today. I believe I'm streaming from TikTok, Mark, so I think you're watching on TikTok, though. But I appreciate you being here, Mark, and thank you for the follow. Very much appreciate you. Looks good on YouTube. Thank you, Jim. Very much appreciate that. Okay, let's get some packing paper in here. We're going to get a little packing paper in the bottom of the box. No worries, Mark. It's all right. What is your business? I resell online. So I buy stuff from garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, and I resell it online for a profit. Thank you. I love this shirt as well. I actually have an affiliate link to the company that does these. They make tall sizes, which is why I really like the company. I'm 6'4", so having tall shirts is a necessity for me. But if you want to check out these shirts, just find my link in my page under my link tree, and it's Once Upon a Tee. They have awesome shirts. I had a Never Ending Story shirt on yesterday. Okay, so after every order, I like to get it in the box and I give it the shake test. We're making sure nothing shifts around in the box. And if it's silent like that, it means it's good to go. Okay, let's see here. Muggsy, I am full-time. I've been full-time for about 3 years now. So full-time for about 3 years. Let's see here. Did you have a regular job before this? I did. So I've worked in a couple different fields. I worked as what was the title? A staff sergeant at a county jail. And I also worked in the intellectual disability field. I helped people go out into the community and make connections with the community. I'm still pretty involved with that line of work as well. I still communicate with the people. I see them out and about, and I still talk to them and everything. And I'm still connected to a lot of the staff there. But it was just time for a change. It was basically, I did not want to have a boss anymore. I wanted unlimited freedom, which I have now. And on a Tuesday, I can go park and play with my kids. I can take a nap on a Wednesday afternoon if I'm not feeling that great. It's just great to not have a boss, not schedule. This was the line of work for me. The PS5 controller. Okay, so one item down, and again, let's see here. Okay. Ed, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow, and cheers to you for doing that. I have a tall torso for my width. Does that count for tall? I don't know. Do you wear tall shirts? I guess that would depend on what kind of shirts you normally buy. Thank you guys for liking that live. We're coming up on 100 likes on that live, so I very much appreciate you for doing that. Let's move on to our next item. We'll just grab the smallest item that I have sitting here. And Jen says, how did you make that step to work for yourself? That's the hardest part for me. So for about 2 years, I was going really hard part-time reselling. I was putting in a ton of extra hours after work. I was trying to show my wife that this was a viable option. So I basically got to the point to where my part-time work was making just as much money as my full-time job. And once I got to that point, it was easy to say, hey, I'm already making the same that I'm making with this full-time job. So if I just put all my effort into it, I'll be able to be just fine. And that's what allowed me to make that jump. It was still scary at first because once you go full-time, you have to start taking care of your own health insurance. So I had to go out onto the market and start looking for health insurance, retirement. You have to think about all of that stuff that a job isn't adding to it, that you have to provide for yourself. So your individual income needs to be a little bit higher than what you're actually making at your job to actually even out with all that stuff. So I don't have benefits per se, as like a job doesn't pay me to take time off. But the good thing about this is I can literally take time off whenever I want. I can put more on vacation mode. I can go to Florida for a week and I'm still getting sales. So I'm still making money when I'm on vacation. Okay, so our next item, we have this Hot Wheels. This is a red line. So if you guys don't know about this, to show you, it's when there is a red line going around the rim of the wheel. Typically, those will be worth more money. And as you know, this one is pretty beat up. This one, I think, was called a Breakaway Bucket, I think is what this one was called. And this one sold for $23.08. So $23 for that little car right there. Tall, when I can get them, they cover the stomach better. I agree, Mark. So when I wear like a normal size shirt and I lift my hands up, they're just not tall enough to cover my torso, so it looks like a belly dancer. Check it out. Go to Once Upon a Tee. Use my affiliate link if you want. And they have a lot of really cool shirts, a lot of like retro gaming stuff. They have comic, they have manga, they have like movie stuff. I have a Jurassic Park shirt. So check it out and look at their tall sizes. I respect you for doing what you enjoy. Hey, thank you so much, Mark. I love this job. Like, it's so much fun. I get to go source whenever I want. Garage sailing is not work to me, and it's something I love to do. Red lines can be made all through different years, Nikki. So some of them, a lot of them are older, like in the 60s, 70s, but they still make red lines today. So you just have to be careful and look at when they're made. Like this one, I don't even know if there's a date on this one. This one was 1973. So this one is going to go in a small box. And I love that I got the trolls over on Facebook thinking they're doing something. Welcome, trolls. Love your comments. It just helps the video get out to more people. So I'm going to put a little bit of bubble wrap on this. Not that it actually needs it. It doesn't need to be protected inside the box, but I don't want it to shift around in that box. So this is the smallest box I typically carry. It's a 4x4x4. So this bubble wrap is just going to make sure that that car fits snug in the box and doesn't shift around. So we're just going to wrap that up like so. Fold the ends over. Small piece of tape just to hold it. Again, nothing special, but it's going to allow that to not shift around. And we're going to add some packing paper. I think I pulled off too much, so we're going to rip this in half. Willow Crow, thank you so much for the follow. Cheers to you. Very much appreciate you doing that. Very much appreciate you. And we just hit 1,000 likes, guys. Thank you so much for getting those likes up over 1,000. That is a huge help, and I very much appreciate it. So let's get this box taped up. And then Frontier Savvy says over on YouTube, I sell retro games on eBay. Huge dip in sales the past 3 weeks. Hope it picks up soon. So our video games haven't been like flying off the shelf like normal, but we sold a ton of CDs and we're selling a bunch of model cars, which I have a couple cars to ship out. So I like to be very diversified in what I sell. So I sell toys, I sell clothing, video games, I sell perfume, I sell tools. So I think it's good to just have a good variety of what you're selling. That way, if those categories maybe aren't doing so hot, you know, Nintendo just released their news about the Switch 2. Maybe it's making people mad, not wanting to buy stuff right now. Whatever the case may be, if you have other categories that you can kind of balance that stuff out, I think that's always beneficial. Okay, so this was the red line. So we've got 2 items down with these other ones. We got some big stuff going out. Okay, so let me see. I think I missed some stuff. I'm on a little bit early today, Chago. I had some stuff that is big that I wanted to get shipped out, and I've got to call the guy that I stopped on the side of the road yesterday. I'm hoping that leads to a purchase. If you haven't seen that video, I was basically driving down the road, saw this guy wearing a vintage Kiss shirt, talked to him, and we're trying to organize a meetup to where I can come buy some clothes, hopefully. So I want to get that started today too. Yeah, thanks. I love this shirt. This again came from Once Upon a Tee. It's my go-to website that I purchase shirts from. They have great artists that make really cool looking shirts. I actually have some Zelda shirts in my cart right now that I'm thinking about getting. But check my affiliate link. You can find it in my profile. I got 3 boxes of albums full of NASCAR cards. Any market for that? So every time we put them, I've never dealt with loose cards, so I'll say that all the loose cards I've ever had have been not worth selling. But when they're sealed, I put them in my flea market booth, and we normally do like $1 a pack. So I don't know if you got albums, so they'd be actually like in the sleeves. So I don't know what kind of market there is for that. Every time that we've dealt with them, we've dealt with new in packs. So sorry, I don't really have anything to help you with on that one, Jen. Okay, moving on. We'll do the easy shipping stuff. We have a pair of shoelaces. This came from a box of IU stuff, and I think I paid like $5 for the box. Indie Flip, this freaking guy probably drinking chocolate milk. Well, you know what, Indie Flip? You're right. I always put some chocolate milk, and it's delicious. So thank you, Indie Flip. I was actually on last night too, Indie Flip, and I was drinking flavored water. So So we got these shoelaces. Thank you, Jen, for liking that live. Welcome if you're just now coming in. We got 31 people in the room. That is awesome. We may do a code giveaway on this video as well. So just make sure you're following me. So the tape that I use to do my packing is from American Bubble Boy. They were kind enough to send me, I think, like 9 codes that I can give away as prizes. And we've got so many people in here. I think we'll probably give away one of these today. So I'll do a drawing sometime today. I got to do one for last night's video as well. But you'll basically get if you win, you'll get a free 4-pack of tape from American Bubble Boy, and they have free shipping. So if you want to try out their tape, it'd be a great opportunity to try to win that. So just leave a comment. As long as you've left a comment and you're following me, you'll have a chance to win that. So these shoelaces act for $15.93. They are technically new. They were $2 whenever they came out, and they just say Indiana Hoosiers on them. So Indiana Hoosiers. Super easy shipping. We're going to put it in this very small poly bag. Just fold them up nice. And we do have 5 watchers either on YouTube or Facebook, and it does look like it's lagging a little bit over there, which is frustrating because it is a problem I have been battling for months, and I'm hoping to get that fixed. Megan, thank you so much for the follow. Cheers to you, Megan. Take a little swig for you. I appreciate you guys following. Okay, super easy. We get it in that small... Get it in that small bubble mailer. I'd go extra. I don't know why, but I'm going to put a piece of tape. I always like to reseal my bubble mailers and my poly bags. It's probably a waste of a piece of tape because these are normally pretty good, but I like to do it. And these were shoelaces. I should send Indy Flip this dang strawberry that I have to ship because I know it's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm not in a basement, Alfred. Sorry, not in a basement. Okay, moving on. Wait, we've got lots of comments I've missed. Lots of comments. Whoa, lots of people are following. So we got Cheddar. Who else? Cheddar and Lisa. Cheddar and Lisa, cheers to you. And Mayberry, thank you. So here's cheers to you. Everyone that decided to follow, I very much appreciate that. And make sure you guys leave a comment. So if you're following me, leave a comment and you'll have a chance to win that tape as well. So Megan says, love the Goonie shirt. Again, awesome shirt. Go to Once Upon a Tee. Find my link in my profile. I get a lot of shirts from there. Shut up, Brandon. I do want to say that, though. I'm going to do it anyway. Baby Ruth. Since I did that Indy Flip, you better like that live. Who else did I miss? We got Mayberry. I think I cheers to her. Drexel Creations. Cheers. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to our next item. I think we have to start with some of the not so fun stuff to ship. Going to some of the stuff on my store. Did the laces, the PS5, and the wheels. Okay, I've had this thing. I don't even know why I bought this. I think I probably got it cheap at a garage sale or like a buck at Goodwill. It's a make a mask. So it's got like a form and a plaster, and you make a mask and you can paint it. Like I said, I got this pretty cheap from somewhere. I sold this thing for $4.87. I've had this probably a year, 2 years maybe. Probably got it when I wasn't paying enough attention to sell-through rate. But the good thing is I have a box that's like nearly perfect for it. And I'm about ready to sneeze. It's coming. Oh. So because of that box being nearly perfect for it, I'm just going to put a little bubble wrap on the sides so it doesn't move around in there. And then I think I can just seal this thing up. Drexel, I appreciate it. I try to keep up the positive. I try to do it. Try to show the great finds I'm having and show that reselling can be for anybody that wants to break the monotony of a 9 to 5. Okay. Perfect fit. isn't the box with inside the box. It's actually just the contents side of the packaging. So this one is good to go. KC, cheers. I don't know if I read that or not. Get another little drink here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Alfred, I really don't know if you're being sarcastic over on Facebook, but I appreciate it either way. Seriously, whether you're a troll or you actually like commenting and you like supporting somebody, anytime you comment on videos, it's a help to the creator. So my recommendation, if you see a video that you don't like and you don't want them to profit off of it, or you don't want them to, benefit from your comment, just don't comment, because the second you comment, you're helping them. So whether you're trying to hate on them or not, you become a fan essentially. So, but I appreciate you, Alfred. No, that's Alfredo. My apologies, Alfredo. Most people that I meet in the real world and that I talk to don't have issues with me. It's people on the internet that see a 90-second video and think they know everything about me. That's the issue. So just know that when you meet somebody in person, it's completely different than seeing 90-second videos. And the people that I buy from, guess what? They invite me back. They call to have me come look at more stuff. Just because you don't like the price is what normally people have an issue about that I offer for something, doesn't mean that the interaction that I'm having with these buyers is an issue. Okay, so I probably put way too much tape on this box because I forgot that I already did it. And this was the mask. So typically I just get this stuff all ready to go, and then I turn off the live eventually. And then once I'm done actually talking to you guys, then I weigh them and then I print out the labels. So Alfredo, let's see here. I recant all of my negative comments, bro, for real. I just feel into the stigma of hate following. Hey, no worry, Alfredo. No worries. They also don't know how big I am. Yes, I am 6'4". I'm a pretty big guy, so that's true. Most people don't know how big I am. I think me and Brandon were talking about this recently. I've had one road rage incident ever, and it was a woman that was like riding my tail. She was basically brake checked because I couldn't even see her front bumper, and they went around me and flipped me off. Then they got behind me. I mean, this was years and years ago. They got behind me and tried to pull up to like a motel parking lot to get me to step out of my vehicle. When they saw how big I was, they were like, we're cool. And they just basically left. Hensley's Hog House Barbecue. Some barbecue sounds really good right now, but it's the morning. I probably shouldn't be eating barbecue at 9:30 in the morning. But thank you for the follow. Very much appreciate you. And thank you guys for liking that live. We're almost at 3,000 likes. If you could do me a favor and get that up over 3,000, that would be a huge help. Alfredo, I hope we can have a positive start too. Just know that anytime that I get like negative hate on my videos, a lot of times I'll just give negative hate back. One, I like engagement. So if I can get you to keep commenting back and forth with me, in the end, it's just beneficial to the video, because that video will be have a higher engagement rate, which Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of those places push that video further, and it'll reach the people that I actually want to have interactions. So that is why I engage with the hate. So if you ever watch my comments, I reply to most people, whether it's hate, whether it's positive, and it's just good for the business practice of getting that video to reach a larger audience, which is why I do that. Let me see here. So we got a Facebook. Man, that looks awful on Facebook and YouTube. I'm sorry if it's getting laggy. I really got to get that fixed. For some reason, it always seems the TikTok feed does not do that. So if you want to watch a more clear experience, come over to TikTok. I don't know why it's doing it over there on Facebook and YouTube. But on my end, it looks like it's laggy. Dustin says, any tips on reselling video games? I've been doing it for 3 years on Whatnot and Facebook. So my tip is, if you want to increase your profit margins, stop doing it on Whatnot and Facebook and go to eBay. Even though you have to pay eBay fees, you can typically sell items at a higher rate than Whatnot and Facebook. So if you want to increase those profit margins, try listing on eBay. You'll find that your profit margins will go up. Now, you will start to have to pay taxes, which you're probably avoiding if you're doing local. But if you're doing whatnot, you're going to have to pay taxes on those anyway. But I recommend trying out eBay. I'm going to run out of chocolate milk here too. Okay, so I missed some stuff. Let me go back here. Good morning, Mo Thrift. Mo Thrift was with me last night, I believe. Thank you so much. There's no bad time for barbecue. That's correct. I could have like a barbecue breakfast pizza. That sounds pretty good. But I had my breakfast burrito and my yogurt already this morning. Just paid $5 for vintage Chanel, listed for $135. Is that too high? So you just listed it for $135. I think if the comps are there, then there's no too high. If you're seeing that it sells for $150, $135, I think there's nothing wrong with listing it that high. The only thing you want to make sure is that perfume is new. eBay now tries to make sure that you're not selling used stuff. So just make sure it is new. Brandon, aka Indie Flip. And guys, give Brandon a follow. He really doesn't do much videos, even though I've tried to convince him to do videos, but he is Indie Flip. And he's in the TikTok chat right now. So give Brandon, Indie Flip, a follow. Maybe we can convince him to start making some content of his own. Do you offer free shipping on video games and bump the price to cover shipping for more eyes? I do not. We have calculated shipping on everything we do, whether it's those like these shoestrings has calculated shipping. The strawberry that I'm going to show in a minute has calculated shipping. Everything that we do, we have calculated shipping. And the reason that I like calculated shipping is because I will hold on to items for years. So if it doesn't sell, I gradually lower the price. And then one day I may sell this pair of pliers and it may only sell for $1. But if I have calculated shipping, I know that I'm not going to lose money on it because that calculated shipping will help balance that act of the low price of an item. So sometimes my item will be cheaper than the actual shipping on it. And that's just the way it is. I don't do the free shipping. Me and Brandon, I don't think we've ever seen that it's a benefit to have free shipping. We still get the same amount of sales, but we don't get hit on those accidental shipping to California or Hawaii or something. I used to sell on Amazon, HoneyGram. I slowly kind of got out of that. That marketplace is a little harder to interact with cross listing. And it's, you get gated and you have to get ungated and all that stuff. I just got tired of dealing with it, but you can get some really high margins on Amazon if you want to pursue that. But I feel like most people that sell on Amazon do that as their primary source. And then my primary source is eBay. So I don't do Amazon. Yeah. Mo Thrift, I thought you were with me last night. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Mayberry says they are all over the place. I don't remember what. Oh, the prices. The prices are all over the morning. Jeff, good morning, Jeff. Did you go get your McDonald's this morning? Let's see here. No problem, Dustin. Give it a shot. Go onto eBay. Try those video games on there. I think you'll see definitely some higher profit margins in your future. Kiki, thank you so much for the follow. Cheers to you. I am not in a cave. I guess it's my eBay cave, but this is a pole barn. It is a pole barn. So it looks so crazy in here because I'm very bad at putting away inventory. So I have tons of stuff around me that needs to be listed. The Bat Cave. You're right, Brandon. So I've got all kinds of stuff laying around me. I've just been recently switching certain items, like items that cost $4 to $5 to free shipping. Let me read this again. So Jeff says, I've just recently been switching certain items, like items that cost $4 to $5 to free shipping. It seems to be helping. So was it an item that was $5 plus shipping and now you're charging $5 free shipping, or are you bumping the price up to like $9 free shipping? Is that what you're doing? Okay, let's move on. I already grabbed boxes for all of this stuff, so I didn't have to go looking for it. This was another thing I probably should have never bought. I don't even remember where I got this from, but I've had it for a year or two. It is an all geared up. Like, if you guys remember, like the penguin thing, like for Christmas, it was like a penguin that would go down a slide and then it would carry it back up and keep dropping it. That's similar to what this is. It's except it's car themed. So it's an automated like car system And we sold this thing for $15.93, and the buyer paid the shipping on that. So $15.93. I've got some extra space in that box, and I do not feel like cutting the box down. Sometimes I'll cut the box down so I'm not wasting packing material, but I don't feel like doing that today. So we're just going to put packing paper all around it. That way I don't have to do any cutting on the box. Les, thank you so much for the follow. I'm starting to run out of my chocolate milk, but I want to cheers to you for the follow. Thank you so much. And Les, since you are now following, make sure you leave a comment, because I am going to give a code away for a free 4-pack of tape from American Bubble Boy. But you have to have a comment, because that's how I'm going to pick the winner. I'm going to do a random comment. So if you're following me and you have not left at least a comment, please leave a comment down below so you can be entered to win that tape. It's only $17 in the grand scheme of things. But if it's something that you're thinking, man, I'd really like to try some new tape, it'd be nice for you to win it so you can actually try to switch that up and try something new. I missed some stuff. So we got Jonathan Adsman. Thanks for the comment. I love that it just says comment. So Jonathan and Adsman, cheers to you. Okay. Again, I just want to make sure that this isn't moving around in the box, but I don't feel like cutting that box down to size. So we'll waste a little extra packing paper. Oh no, this is blasphemy, Jeff. Blasphemy. He says, I had Dunkin' Donuts this morning because my son had a gift card. This is disappointing. You're supposed to be the McDonald's guy. You can't go to Dunkin' when you are the McDonald's guy. I'm very disappointed in you, Jeff. But what I'm not disappointed is you had a gift card, so you saved money. So okay, let's see here. Tape. Love your tips. Thanks, Kiki Ray. Best of luck. I hope you win that tape. I hope everybody wins it, but unfortunately, I'm only giving one code away. But the tape that I'm actually using right now is the tape one of the tapes that you can buy. I think there's like 4 options that you can use the code for. So there's like a heavy duty, a premium grade, and a silent tape. I think you can use that on all of it. Adsman says, shipping is my least favorite part of reselling. It's honestly not my least favorite until I have to deal with like heavy, bulky items. Adsman, I missed that. Hey now, sorry. Hey now. But I don't mind the shipping typically, especially if I can do a live, talk to you guys while I'm doing it. My least favorite part is probably just the actual listing, like writing out the descriptions and all of that. I don't mind taking the pictures because I can go through them pretty quick. And most of my listings have like 10 pictures minimum. So I take a lot of pictures. Okay, so this was the geared up. Okay, let's see. I think I missed some stuff over on Facebook. And again, apologies if it's pretty laggy over there. I don't know how to fix it. I've been working on it. Let's see here. Too many fees on Amazon, not like it used to be. Yeah, I don't even know what the rate is on Amazon for fees. I know eBay, I always average right around 15%, but I don't know the other services very well. Yep, Jeff says free food for sure. Just Lib, thank you for the follow. Cheers to you. Soon we're going to have to start doing cheersing with some fake drink because I'm running out of my chocolate milk in there. But yeah, I don't mind the shipping, but then when I go to ship this strawberry that I've mentioned multiple times, I'm going to be like, I hate shipping. So Just Lib, appreciate you. Have you done your tax? So we have to do our taxes in 2 stages. Me and Brandon have an LLC. So we had to go and do our LLC taxes. And basically when you have a partnership like that, you don't pay, the company doesn't pay taxes. It shows what your profit is. And then it sends half of that profit to the one partner and half to the other. So then I have to take that document, add it with my 1099s from eBay, from Facebook, from all of that. So we had to do 2 stages of taxes, but I have done all of my taxes. Leslie L, thank you so much for the follow. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Okay. Keep this train moving. I could not find a good box for this thing, so this is way too big of a box. But I think this has to go out today. So this is a puzzle. What I probably should do is just ship it priority and cut down a couple boxes and just lose a little bit on the shipping. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But we have this puzzle today. This puzzle sold for $7.12. And I listed this quite some time ago, so I didn't check, but most likely this sold priority because when I listed this, Ground Advantage wasn't even a thing. So some of the listings on my store, every now and then it'll sell and it'll be like, oh, that was still on priority. So I'll make a little bit more off the shipping because I'm not going to ship it priority. But I try to get my stuff possible buyer that it's quoted to them most likely. But I don't know what I'm going to do with this because, like I said, this box is huge. Let me show you how. So first of all, we got all that extra space down here, and then there's extra space on top. So I guess we're just going to start on it. This is the shipping that I don't enjoy when you just don't have the right stuff. So having the size box is so crucial to shipping. If you have the right size box, it just makes your shipping so much easier. So we are going to cut this box down to size a little bit. And this is not the easiest thing to show you, but I will try to do my best. So what I did is I made some slices going up these sides and the corners. Then on the back side, again, kind of hard to show you, but you can see right there, I'm going to cut across the back, box down. I'm just going to do a cut right across the back. Then once I do that, I'm slicing vertically down these corners. And some people use a scoring tool. I've just never bought one, so I just do it all without cutting super deep through it. So now what we have is we have cuts on all of these corners, and it's going to allow me to fold this box down. And this cut I did not do deep in it. 1 second. Come on now. Why aren't you wanting to fold those? You know what? I'm over it already with this box. This is not a great box to cut, just the way the bottom is. So screw that box. I'll just find a different box and we'll move on. So this puzzle will have to wait until I find a more suitable box. So like I said, I normally don't mind the shipping. Stuff like that just irritates me. So I got to find the correct box. Yes. So Brandon says he gets all of his boxes for free behind the dollar store. So they have a cardboard only dumpster. So he goes and gets all of his boxes for free. I need to do that. Normally I have coworker or past coworkers that save boxes for me. I just didn't have one of the appropriate size. So I'm going to have to get a good one. Let me see here. Do you worry about if the delivery man leaves the packages in the rain? Do you bag and box? I do not bag and box, but what I do is most of the items that I sell, I put bubble wrap on. So normally I don't do it with every single item, but most I do. So I already have like a form of protection on there. And then I try to seal up my boxes pretty nicely. But I don't think I've ever had an issue where somebody said, hey, this item is ruined by rain. So I don't go the extra of getting bags for those. It's just something that I don't do. Cardboard dumpster or somewhere you can source your boxes. Don't feel obligated to buy your boxes. Just making sure I didn't miss anything over on the Facebook and YouTube, and I didn't. Okay. Again, I'll tackle that puzzle. I'm not even today. I may go and check that dumpster that thing goes to. Do you accept returns on eBay? So on my personal store, I do. And on mine and Brandon's store, we do not. I tend to have about the same return rate. So I don't think there's really a big difference. The thing that I like about accepting returns is if somebody opens up a case for an item not as described, and then they do the return, and I have returns, and they do something to the item. They wear it. Like I had somebody wear a pair of shoes that were brand new, and they like walked through mud and dog crap, and then they tried to return them. So I was able to deduct 50% off of their return because I did accept returns. So when you do not accept returns, you do not have that option to do the 50%. Plus, you do get a little money back on the shipping. But I have the mindset that if somebody wants to return something, they're going to return it. So they'll make up something about how it doesn't work or something along those lines. So we do not, on our Together store, we do not accept returns, but on my personal one, I do. Some comments were filtered, so try to say it nicely. So whatever you're trying to say, try to say it nicely. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's do... I think we had another good fit here. This is a model that I am not going to take out of the box, but it is a model car. The good thing about this is it's already surrounded by styrofoam inside, and I put bubble wrap on top of the styrofoam. So this thing isn't moving around in there. This car sold for $65. So $65, and they paid shipping. We bought, how many cars do you think we got from this deal? I mean, there's probably 500 at least, I would guess. So we bought this that was car related, die-cast models, and we went to this person's house and bought a ton of cars. But I'm guessing minimum there was probably around 500 different cars, models, die-cast, stuff like that. Yeah, Brandon thinks it's probably around 500. And I can't even remember what we paid at the moment. It was like, I don't know, $2,000-$3,000, something like that. But this is one of the things. We've been selling these like crazy. So this is, I don't even know where we're at coming back to the profit. So yeah, Brandon said we paid $2,000 for all of them. We've got to be coming probably around the halfway mark or somewhere close to the halfway mark. Plus we got some stereo equipment from there. That was Sansui brand. And yeah, we paid $340 for some stereo equipment. And it's like one of those items could sell for like $300 or $400. So the good thing about this is it's already got that styrofoam around it, and I have a pretty perfect box for it. So again, when you have the right box, it makes it super nice. There's hardly any additional room in here, just enough to put some packing paper around it to where it won't shift around. Thank you for liking that live. We are almost at 5,000. We are at 4.7 thousand likes on that. So if you guys could tap that screen a few times, that would be a huge help. Maybe we can get that above 5,000. I've had a good amount of people in here at all times. I missed this. Kiki Ray says that is rude to wear and return. Unfortunately, it happens. It happens more than I'd like to admit, especially like clothing. Clothing is like the number one thing that gets returned. No matter if you put the sizes in there or not, people will say that the size is wrong. You should sell live on TikTok. I should try that sometime. Our buddy Adam at Hot Collectibles, he does gold and silver auctions. He does really well on TikTok. Maybe one day. Would anybody tune into that? Anybody that's watching, if I did a live auction, would you guys be interested in that? Like Whatnot, I would just sell directly on TikTok. Let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that. We could go straight out of the storage unit, pull stuff from the shelves. Welcome if you're just now coming in. We only have a couple more things to pack up today. I have to remember to try not to talk when the paper's doing its thing because it's too loud. Do you do auctions on Whatnot? I do auctions on Whatnot. Me and Brandon both do auctions. So if you want to follow us, I'm Retro Rewinder on everything. Brandon, who's been commenting, he's Indie Flip. You can give both of us a follow. Brandon just wrapped up, I don't know, he probably did 5 or 6 different shows that were all about CDs. We got a huge CD bundle from our buddy Anthony. also goes by Froggy Flips. He hooked us up with an insane deal on like some really obscure rap stuff, and those auctions did really well. And we sold a ton of stuff on eBay as well. Okay, I just want to make sure this gets sealed up nice and tight. But I did a comic auction last week on Whatnot, and we've still got, I don't know, 10,000 comics probably sitting around our storage unit that we need to do. Yeah, those CDs, Kiki, they were crazy. So when our buddy contacted us, he said, hey, I've got these CDs. Do you want them before I put them on Facebook? So he gave us first dibs on them. Oh, man, I got a rip in that box. Let me tape that up. So Froggy has sold us video games in the past, and we know that he's pretty good on just getting us money. He knows what the stuff's worth. He knows what we do, that we need to buy stuff to make a profit. So he said, hey, I've got these CDs. I'd like $600 for all of them, which when you think of CDs, you'd be like, $600 for CDs is batshit crazy. But he said he wanted $600. He sent a screenshot of one of those CDs sold for $400. So I said, you know what? We'll take it for $600. No need to haggle. And we did sell that same CD that sold for $400, but I think we got like $350 or something for it. But we sold multiple CDs for $100, $150, $200. You know, we've probably made like $3 or $4 grand. I don't even know what we made off this stuff, but those CDs went crazy. It was all like ICP and like horror rap and people I've never heard of. But certain CDs can definitely bring big money. Oh my gosh, having trouble talking now. Certain CDs can definitely bring big money. Like Storage Wars. What do you, I missed it. What do you mean, Kiki, like Storage Wars? Like selling the stuff like Storage Wars? Like just open up my storage unit and be like, okay, who wants to bid on this? So this was the model car. Okay, I'm down to the last thing. I've been putting this off because it's not something I'm excited about. But let's show you what we got. We have a vintage ceramic strawberry about the size of my head. And it has this stem. So it's all ceramic. This is from McCoy Pottery. So Kiki says, selling from your storage unit when you asked if we would be interested. Gotcha. So yeah, it wouldn't be like Storage Wars because we wouldn't be saying who wants to buy our whole unit. It would be more like, hey, we're going to do a video game auction or a stuff like a plushie auction or clothing auction directly from the storage unit. Not like, hey, buy my whole storage unit. On 10 to 20 grand worth of stuff in there. But we've got this to ship. This is a McCoy Pottery strawberry. It is real McCoy. It's hard to see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but with that little bit of a glare on it, it is labeled McCoy. So hard to show that. But this came of a storage unit auction that we did where I actually bid on the auction because I saw something video game related. I think it was like a controller, and that literally was the only video game thing in the whole unit. But there was like 2 tubs full of strawberry stuff. So this was one. I don't even remember what I paid for the unit. It was like $60 or something. Or I don't even remember. 100. I don't know what we paid for it. But all this strawberry stuff was in there. So the only thing wrong with this is 2 of these little ends were a little damaged. And this thing sold for $50 plus shipping. $50 plus shipping. But we actually got like an old cookbook or a recipe card book that's strawberry related. So we sold other stuff from that as well. And some of it was moving in our storage or in our flea market as well. Funthropy, Coolio, welcome in. So the first thing I like to do when I sell ceramic things that's like hollowed out is I like to fill this with packing paper. That way, if any pressure is put on it, that packing paper is going to kind of press against it and not allow something to push through and break it. So I'm going to fill this with packing paper first. That's what I always do. And all of my boxes are falling down now. Okay. So we're going to shove this full of packing paper. So we got that first layer. I think we need some more in there. But again, McCoy strawberry ceramic strawberry. Okay, so now we got a nice tight fit going with this strawberry, which is exactly what I wanted. I want a lot of pressure pressing out against the strawberry. Perfect. Okay, now that this is filled, it does add some additional weight to it, but I'd rather it be protected and add some weight. So now we got to start with the bubble wrap. So I'm going to start with a small layer of bubble wrap around this thing. Tori Mama, thank you so much for liking the live. And thank you. I love this shirt. I've mentioned half a dozen times, but you're new in here. Check it out at Once Upon affiliate link in my profile. They have all cool like vintage themed shirt. And I like it because I'm a tall guy and they sell tall sizes. So give it a chance. Check them out. It's a great website. So I keep two different styles of bubble wrap on hand. Both of them come from American Bubble Boy. So it's delivered directly to my house. I do a small bubble and I do a big bubble. So I'm going to start with a small bubble. I'm going to wrap this up nice and tight with the small bubble. Edith Hawkins. Cheers. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm running out. Oh, I just spilled chocolate milk. I'm running out of chocolate milk. So any future follows are going to start to be fake cheers because I'm running out of my drink. Kiki Ray says, do name brand pottery items still sell with chips? I get bummed when I see a chip and then I pass. Well, this was a name brand pottery and it had a few chips and it still sold. That's not going to be the case with everything. I recommend if you have a way to move pottery and stuff like that at a local level, take things with like small chips and put it in like a flea market booth. People in the flea market booths aren't as picky typically. You can move it somewhere like that you can on eBay. If you list it on eBay, just make sure you disclose what the damage is. You want to be upfront. That should be like part of the listing right away. They see it. That way there's no confusion when they get it. Okay, so we got going around the bottom. Let's go around the small bubble. And then I'm going to go over a big bubble. We got that nice and wrapped up. And I should have mentioned this, but I am going to do this separate. So I will bubble wrap this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke this through and sit it upside down. So it'll go just like this. And actually, I don't even think I need to wrap that first. I think what we're going to do is we're going to sit it on there just like so. So if I wrap this into it, it'll hold it tight. We don't have the stem of the strawberry sticking up because it's into the pottery now. It's going into the hole. Perfect. So now it looks like so. So we got our first layer of the small bubble wrap. Aaron Logan over on Facebook says, what's the best piece you found? What do you mean, Aaron? Like best piece, like best overall item that we've ever sold, best pottery item? Like what are you talking about when you say best piece? Okay, let me grab my big bubble. So now we're going to go over that pottery with my bigger bubble wrap. Do a couple layers that way. Again, I just really want this protected. That way, if for some reason it still breaks, at least the buyer will know, hey, this was packed up super nicely. The post office was just super crazy with it. So we have that big bubble all around it now. Now we're going to put it into our box. And this is the box that I found for it. I'm probably going to double box this. Real men drink iced coffee. No man drinks iced coffee, Brandon. No man drinks iced coffee. It's all soccer moms drinking iced coffee. Don't try to play cool. Okay. Now to get this to fit in here, like I said, I'm probably going to try to double box this. Oh no, it's slightly too big. I don't like that. No, it's too big. Again, when you don't have the right size box, it makes it a huge pain. So it's just barely sticking out over the top there. And when I sit it down, it's still too big. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. I guess I'm going to be sitting that one to the side and looking for a better box for that as well. Having the right box is so crucial. Having the right box is so crucial. So I think that's all of the shipping that I'm actually going to be able to do on camera right now until I can go get some correct size boxes. Okay. Aaron says overall, mate. So our best item that we've ever found was a Nirvana t-shirt. We bought it from a private deal that we did with a gentleman that had a bunch of shirts to sell us. I don't even know what our cost into the item was. I think when we bought it, all of the shirts, maybe it was somewhere around like $30 a shirt that we paid for, or $20 a shirt. I really can't remember, but we got a great deal on these shirts because most of these shirts were Grail shirts. They were shirts that you're never going to see in the general public very often. And this one t-shirt sold for $2,000 for us. So we sold it for it ended up being $2,000. So that was our best find we've ever done, was a single t-shirt that we sold for $2,000. But we also sold multiple shirts we sold one for $1,000. We sold one for $1,200, I think. So we sold a lot of those shirts for really big money. Yeah, I'm not throwing shade, Purple Empress. He's just trying to give me crap about my chocolate milk, and he drinks iced coffee. So I'm not trying to throw shade. We're at 5.9 thousand likes, guys. Thank you so much. Let's hit that screen a couple more times. Let's get it up over 6,000. If you are not following me and you've been watching me this whole time, you've been entertained, you've learned something, please give me a follow. It helps out a ton. And if you have commented and you're not following, make sure you do follow, because that will enter you in a chance to win some free tape. I think I'm pretty much done. Aaron Logan says you don't get much like that here in the UK. Don't get much Nirvana shirts over in the UK. What are some of like the really good finds that you can get over in the UK, Aaron? I'm on my second of black coffee. You are a great presenter. Thank you so much, Kiki Ray. I very much appreciate that. Again, if you enjoyed hanging out with me, check out Indie Flip as well. He is my business partner. I'm trying to convince him to do some content as well. I've been trying for like a year. It's not that successful, but he is on TikTok now. He does some stuff on Instagram. He's also hosting a card and collectible show in Indiana. So you can give him a follow and see what's going on with that. But I think I'm just pretty much about done here, guys. Check for future reels. I'm always posting stuff about our upcoming, our garage sale finds and our private picks. And if you saw the video with the guy wearing the Kiss shirt, hopefully that's going to turn into a purchase as well. I think I'm done here though. So if you guys got any final questions or anything, let me know. But if not, I think I'm going to head out of here. Perfect timing. So now if you follow, I can't cheers you with an actual drink of chocolate milk. It's all gone. But last thing, Aaron said he has found a sealed PS2 GTA for £1, flip for 150. Nice. I love a good video game flip. So awesome find over there, Aaron. Thanks for watching over on Facebook, Aaron. Thank you, anybody else that stay tuned in YouTube or Facebook. And thank you, everyone on TikTok. I will talk to you guys next time. Peace out, everyone. And this part always takes me a while. Navigating the menu to get out of here. See you guys.